We changed the setup.
There it goes. Well, I changed it back because I noticed some other errors, and it's like, I don't feel like fixing that right now, so we're just gonna figure that out some other time.
Understandable.
Yeah. Okay, so, where do we start? We started, entering the, boss fight arena, which I feel it's fair to call it that because, like, even in-game, we kind of knew, like, something's definitely gonna happen in here, we just don't know where the thing is.
Yeah, whether your characters will call it boss fight arena, like it's some sort of MMORPG, what's
True,
that?
yeah.
Hasn't been invented. Maybe not, but you guys can recognize that it's a place of importance and danger.
This
Shit
is an
is up.
awfully large room.
And we know there's something large in this cavernous area that killed everything.
That's great.
This room must be
I
safe.
just realized something. Irrelevant. We'll get to that. Going in the room, we use various different people, kind of just seeking out what the fuck is up with this room, to find out vaguely what was going on. I can't remember who exactly saw the murmuring avatar first, but he was just the ominous figure that's just kind of barely around the corner. Right, Sajar saw him, and then I think Ulysses said, "Hey, there's a guy over there," and then he disappeared into the ground.
Yep.
Beat heard the murmuring avatar from a distance in terms of visually, it was Sajar.
Right, okay. That checks out. We also saw to the bottom right of the map there was like this magical ring, this area of arcane symmetry, which we didn't get a chance to explore before the boss fight happened, but we knew it was there. Speaking of boss fight, ha! Basically, it was like a bear plus a fucking jellyfish of doom plus a dragon plus some other things that were less prevalent but still had their effects like within the being. It was just a hodgepodge of pain. I think the terminology is chimera, correct? Which
Chimera,
also was
yeah.
its name. Yeah.
Chimera.
It was just a bitch. It was very interesting seeing that it was one being that had 3 different initiative orders. So it kind of just did its own thing. It was weird, but cool. We managed to handle the fight.
Yeah.
We had some difficulties, but it went better than probably most of us expected.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look at this! Look at these handsome lads.
Boys.
I think a supporting factor was, 1, we didn't get grabbed by this guy, which would have been bad, and this guy only used his breath once. He tried to recharge it like 2 times, and it failed both times, which was probably very lucky, because it did so much damage.
I like that the tokens look like they're little cogwheels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They click together.
They're all... We are in consensus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're facing inwards, but you know.
Yes. Don't worry about it.
Anyways, we then go about after defeating the monster. I believe Sajar looks around for some shiny bits, ends up finding a scarab, because Oriana saw the thing, and I decided for some reason not to do anything about that. I don't know why I decided that, but even in hindsight, I'm like, what the fuck? You knew that was there. You should have probably done something about that. But anyways, he found a scarab.
Hindsight's 2020.
Don't worry about it.
We got the thing in the end. Would have been useful in the fight, potentially, but that's potentialities. We go over to the water where we hear something crying in like a horrible, monstrous Resident Evil 8 kind of way. Out of game, we kind of meme on it immediately and make it a little less frightening, but also we probably should respect the horrifying power it has.
Don't worry. That's not the last you'll see of such creatures. And they'll get worse.
Ulysses dives down to collect an egg from a group of eggs, as it seems to be the only one that ended up surviving. I believe all the rest were stillborn, basically. But when trying to collect this, the murmuring avatar swooped it up, flew up into the air, and then Redane, Ulysses, I think a little bit of Sajar tried to like talk to it and communicate with it to try and figure out what its plan was, and if I remember correctly, the only thing we really got was it was trying to get to the city, which we more or less inferred pretty accurately, it seems, that it was the Nightmare Imperium. There we go. And no, I wasn't looking at the left. Oh wait, it's not over here. Perfect. So I remember the name. Yeah, and it almost got away with the egg. I got lucky and managed to knock it out of its hands with disadvantage. And then, like, 3 of us got knocked unconscious because psychic scream. Or was it a psychic scream? Or was it just the baby screaming?
The baby screaming.
It was just the baby having a bad time as it does.
Most psychic damage one can take.
Yeah. After that, the people that were conscious ended up attacking the Murmuring Avatar, seemingly killed it. To the best of our knowledge, it's probably dead. And Brendan managed to scroll down a bit of the arcane sigildry as it started fading away from nothing into nothing.
You mean the nightmare creature? That teleported away.
What?
Nothing teleported away.
Nothing. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I thought it stepped into the portal.
No,
Oh,
he
You guys shot it. You got this. The sequence of order is out of place because it never actually got to the circle, which
Okay.
would have caused it to leave.
Okay, I was pretty sure it did. I might just be.
I think the
Misremembering.
confusion was that it was going, but then Garth was like, "Can I try to disarm it?
yeah,
Get the baby out of it."
100% right.
Yeah, I remember the baby being dropped, but then I thought it just moved into the cycle.
No, it shattered like a fucking glass vase.
Yeah, the baby did, not the nightmare.
No,
The
we
Murmuring
You guys
attacked
proceed
him.
to light the fuck up with.
Okay, okay,
He beat
okay.
the shit out of
per
it.
per like the 3 ready attacks I had you guys like tracked on. So
To be in his defense, it was kind of debatable to the point where we had to use like tomes of favor to make sure he fucking died because he got a death save and he kept rolling fucking high. He rolled like
Yeah, he
15 and an 18 or some shit.
Heck.
Ugh.
just
But we
rolling
did
good
make
roll.
sure he died.
It's not easy.
Yeah, just be good. We dip. As we're dipping, we realize pretty much everything in here is dying, for lack of better terms. The weird magic seems to be going away, and I believe Rodra makes a comment about how it's not desiccated, but it can be. What was the terminology she used?
Desecrated. No more.
Mm-hmm. But I believe
so
she
it's-
indicated that there's still stain on it.
Yes.
That's okay. That's what I was aiming for. Like, it's not currently desecrated, but it can easily go back to it if somebody decides to. Right?
Right. You don't have milk on your rug, but the smell still remains.
There you
That's the way to put it.
go. It works, weirdly enough.
It works. It works.
We dip. We go outside. We talk to the vagrants a bit about what was happening while we were gone. Ulysses destroys the gem. He gets a copy of the notes, or he gets the notebook. I can't remember which one. I think no. Tolos copied the notebook. I think they just have it in their book now. And then
Right.
Ulysses took the notebook. Okay. Seemingly just heading off in his own direction. We were kind of suspicious about him at the end, but it's like, okay, if he is part of the cult, he's good at hiding it. Otherwise, he probably just wants to destroy him. Rodra, Amber goes back inside to get candy. On the way inside, she tells Redain, or mentions to Redain, hey, don't forget the thing. Redain mentions, hey, do y'all have your gear? And then Rodra discovers she doesn't have all of her gear. And some wacky hijinks ensues, which includes a lot of assaults. A lot of assaulting, hold persons, and frisking.
Drow diplomacy is what you're
Drow
trying to
diplomacy.
say?
Yeah.
The classic drow approach. Eventually, we discover Amber had it. Keyword there being had. And then
Really?
a few gut punches later, we discover Redain currently has it. And then Redain and Rodra go a little bit off in the distance to gain some privacy so they can handle things, well, privately, because it's a very, very private matter.
I know what you're talking about.
I asked Garth, no, and it's just fucking great.
I mean, I told you guys all at the end.
Okay, fair enough. Along with that, on a more serious note, I think Redain wasn't here at the exact second. Oh, wait, before I get to that part, Ulysses did leave us a parting gift in the form of, like, a type of boon, and we saw that there was a kind of
Oh, yeah, I never typed that out.
phantasmal... Yeah, it's fine. There was kind of like a phantasmal presence around him that seemed, if I remember the description, it looked like Ulysses, but like also didn't. Like there were notable bits that were like, it doesn't look like him.
It looked like Ulysses in the same way a distant cousin would look like Ulysses.
Right.
They don't
Like,
they don't look exactly alike, but you could point out the resemblances here
Yeah.
and there. But overall, you wouldn't say they're the same person.
Yeah. He leaves us with a boon, which we'll get to later because it wasn't typed out by accident. Whoops. After that, while Rodra and Redain are taking care of their thing, a arrow or a bolt, I can't remember which one.
It was an arrow.
It was an arrow. Thank you. Gets shot into a tree. Immediately, everyone's like, "What the fuck happened?" We look at the note. I think I wrote down exactly what it said.
Turn back or face hell.
Yeah, that's it. Why did I not write that down? That was such a good line. Oh no, I did write that down. I just wrote it down in the wrong color, so I didn't see it. Turn back or face hell. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I was gonna show Tolis the thing and see if it was like, if they could infer if it was provincial writing or Nevros writing in common. If that makes sense. Basically, like, look at like how it's written, how they word shit, and see like, can we tell which group it is? I think it's probably
It'd be
safe
really
to assume
hard.
who it probably is.
It'd be a bit hard to tell that in the first place.
Yeah. But
Penmanship
Tolis is the only one I
as
think.
penmanship is not intrinsic to race.
Hmm. Anyways, that's pretty much it.
Anything else? Take that as a no.
That's for everyone else to point out things I forgot.
Wasn't here at the end of the session, so I don't know.
Okay, fair.
That sounds right. So like, I don't know.
I know I just watched the episode, but it's already been proven that I don't remember.
Anyways, okay, we're gonna stop a bit now.
Alrighty then.
I did look up where I was wrong. It's because there was a lot of back and forth about let's use all our abilities. Let's use the birthday wish twice to make sure he dies.
And then it
was
Yeah,
on Alec.
Yeah, that one.
That's why it was muddled for me.
Yeah, I didn't go so well with the rolls. But hey, that's last week. It's all good now, right?
Totally.
Yeah, we got new problems.
So let's let me grab
Something I realized like last night or something, because we have O's game on Sunday, right? We rolled kind of shit in our Saturday game, and they rolled really shit in the Sunday game. So apparently last weekend was just bad for rolling.
Hey, you weren't even there on Sunday.
Wasn't
Yeah,
last
it wasn't.
weekend?
God, happy I
Wasn't-
am.
Wasn't last weekend when the time that I rolled 3 19s in a row?
Yes,
I
no,
had
we
the
rolled
same
19
in the
plus
guidance.
1 3 different times.
You guys
Yeah.
did also roll like 1s and 2s for your healing, so
Yeah.
which was very poor.
Basically,
think that
last
was-
week was your time to experience my life.
Actually, let's go for some.
Crash, did you make a card for the scarab?
I did not, because I forgot.
Gotcha.
Yeah, baby, go set the shadow bones.
Nice.
So, we pick up session right where we left off. You guys are in the grove with a nice little stream and pond. That is the entrance to the cavern of the Order of Murmured Reach. Rodra and Redain are still off in a ways. It's up to you if you want to actually ask her or anything, or if not, then she's just gonna leave. It's up to you guys. I say up to you guys. Up to you. Because I know last session, towards the end, shit was getting hectic, so I think it's only fair.
Real Batman-y, you know.
Yeah. So, up to you.
Absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, you and Rodra walk off and away 30, 60 feet, give or take. And yes, you have in possession the infamous item. And as you guys walk deeper into the woods, she just sort of turns on her heel and holds out a hand to receive it.
Yep, and he would give it freely.
She takes it, immediately stows it away, double knots the pouch that it's contained in.
I truly apologize for that.
I suppose that's not your fault. But regardless, keep your eyes on that one. People that can quietly do such affairs are never trustworthy.
But useful.
Useful, yes, as long as they're working with you. Friends close, enemies closer, and all that.
Is that why you stay with Malcolm?
She's like in the midst of putting her pouch like back. It's like a back satchel, if anything, like above, like on the back of the hip or waist rather. And as she's like readjusting that, she just sort of pauses as you say that, and then resumes, albeit at a slightly slower pace. I don't consider Malcolm a foe, no. If he wanted to do away with me, he's had the opportunity. And I don't really believe you're capable of such treachery. So innocent you are.
Don't be so sure. It sounds like wherever you're from, treachery is the way of life.
She gets a mirthless smile on her face. Yes. I remember my youth, with my brothers and sisters, all of us vying to be the best, more particularly the best at each other's expense. And many brothers and sisters had. Now I can count them all on one hand. Where do your travels take you, human?
Our goal is similar to that of Malcolm's. We seek to bring at least a tenuous peace to this land.
So you say. But I have to ask, in what avenue are you approaching that goal? Malcolm is a man of diplomacy. As much as I lament it, I personally believe peace cannot be talked into. It is instilled. Of course, I am keen on seeing the error of my ways.
You would, is there like a creek nearby or a river or something?
Yeah, it was like a small stream that
Okay.
breaks away from the
Yeah,
central river.
He would start like pulling off his gear so he could wash off with all the filth that's on him.
Yeah. Yeah, you weren't around for the prestidigitation cleanup.
And just, as a way that definitely shows that he's okay with having his defenses down around her.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
Make me a performance roll. That's actually something fitting for that.
oh.
It's like a display, a show.
Performance, don't suck. Wait, it didn't roll. Oh, is it gonna do this again?
Fuck you, roll 20.
Yeah.
Oh! Oh, wait, that's... You're the only one. We'll take the 20. We'll take that nat 20. Fuck it. I think if anyone else were making this roll, I think it'd be fair to grab the first one, but I think it's fair. You're the only one that's really hung out with her this entire time. I will say, for the rest of this conversation, she is quote-unquote considered charmed by you. So you have advantage on any social interaction checks. So basically, you just have advantage for the rest of us.
Gotcha. Yeah, he would just go about washing himself off while, it's quite a curious thing, isn't it? We're sent on a mission of peace, but yet given the authority to take lives.
Sometimes blood needs to be shed to bring about order.
I suppose that's just the way of the world, isn't it? We can't avoid it. It's the truth of our nature.
Yes, I would agree.
Even from a young age, violence is who we are. He just looks back over to her.
She's like keeping an eye out as you're a bit exposed. She's like keeping watch.
But that's not true freedom, is it?
Is it matters of freedom or matters of peace that you are looking for? Those may not be the same thing, I hope you're aware. Nice! Absolute shit perception.
War and peace are freedom. Freedom of consequences in war for the action of murder. And freedom of threat of violence in peace. At the end of the day, that's what we're all seeking. The ability to make our own choices.
You speak of freedom, but what if someone with that freedom chooses to engage in war?
And that's the choice they made.
And that's when you put them down, yes?
There comes a time when everyone has to stand up for what they believe, right? That's why we do this. We have to be willing to fight for what we want and what we believe the world should be.
Even if your own agenda puts you against those close to you and their agendas.
If your dreams are worth fighting for that much, then yes. And they will have to understand.
She looks off and away, pondering.
Roger, it's no secret.
Hmm.
You could be of great use to us.
I'm well aware Malcolm broached the subject.
But only if it's the choice you choose that's right for you. Otherwise, like you said, you're an adversary in waiting.
She thinks on it. If I were to join your increasingly large company, what use would you have of me? You have scouts, ranging sorts, and if I'm being honest, the surface is not my field of expertise. The very blasted light in the sky is a pain. So why have me?
Because I believe your talents lie far beyond your ability to scout.
She raised an eyebrow at that. Also, I realized she should have had disadvantage on that perception roll. Not one? Damn it, no. Okay. Then let me ask you one other thing. How far are you willing to go on this mission of yours? It's quite clear you're willing to kill, but killing is natural. Are you willing to degrade, torture, humiliate? Are you willing to be cruel for it?
He just looks. I'm not willing to take anyone's freedom away from them without giving them a chance to defend it. But it will be their wills versus ours, and I don't intend to lose either.
So you would engage in open combat then? A chance to defend their freedom?
If that's what it need to be.
Gets a bit of a frown on her face.
And he just continues to wash himself off and cleans out his hair. But that's why I would have people like you.
Hmm.
Who would ensure that fight went in our favor.
I wouldn't engage in an open fight if I had the chance to slit their throats in their sleep.
No, you wouldn't. I wouldn't imagine you would. And I wouldn't have to engage in an open fight, nor would anyone. If that were done, would it?
You have malleable morality. Or rather, ethics.
I'm not ignorant to the way that the world works, even if I'm unwilling to bend to it. I trust in the skills of all of those here.
Mm. Do you have a means of communication? Long distance? A bird? A spell?
Limited.
Can I hear this?
You are not nearby.
Never mind then.
They're off 60 feet away.
But yes, we do have ways.
Do you know where you're heading? A site, a location. Do not say north. There's miles boundless north.
At the moment, we promised ourselves to some trial grounds.
Trial grounds. Right. And beyond that?
In my pack, right there, there's a map that has all of our locations mapped on it. Feel free to look. I trust you with that information.
Forgot this. I'd like to speak with Malcolm on the matter. I owe him that much.
Then we will see to arranging that if that is your choice.
So be it. She folds up the map and just puts it back immediately. I'll join your company for that short duration, and we will see where that takes us. Once we are able to regroup with Malcolm, that discussion will happen then. And thereafter, we will see. Agreed?
Then in a provisional sense, I welcome you to our company.
Roll me persuasion. With advantage, because quote-unquote charm effect.
Wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. Oh, is this you swap out for this one?
Yeah, I did. I never programmed it in.
Nice.
Ignore the part that says pushing.
I command her and push her down. I kick sand on her and laugh at her.
As a
Bully
side
her.
note,
Bully,
damn, cool, good.
bully her into joining.
Nice. So that's 29. She does a formal bow, but it's not one you've ever seen anywhere before. The gentleman will hold out his arm to the left. No, it's not like that. It's much more closed compared to any other formal royal noble gestures that you've seen. It's reminds you of some elven flourishes and bows, but those are grandiose and open. This is much more closed. but she does do it to you nonetheless.
I would look a fool if I returned that,
You would.
but understand it is appreciated.
It is the only bow I know to do. And it is not one I want any of you learning. So I won't be teaching it. And we'll see whether or not I'll give a damn to learn any of your surface bows. But for the time being, I believe we've absconded away from the others long enough. You guys can hear the sounds of conversation from the group. Again, they're only like some 60 feet away. But I do want that matter attended to immediately. What's up?
Nope, you just say absolutely and start getting his stuff back together after it was clean.
Yeah, you wash it off. I will do another perception check for her, because throwing water on oneself is one thing. Scraping and washing away all the muck is a different one. That takes a bit more time. Haha, disadvantage, nat 1, let's go. Wow, I feel when she does better on that one, then all is well in the world. Or rather, nothing out of place. You guys eventually go back. And Amber's in the midst of finishing telling you guys about the whip in question. Fun times, that. And you see the two of them emerge out from the brush, the forest. Mariko and Vaso are in the midst of talking to one another. Particularly on the matters of traps. Like the one that Zal fell victim to. Literally just a fucking bear trap when he went to go take a piss. It was bad.
Now the question is, did he hit that bear trap after or during taking the piss?
On the way to.
On the way to. Okay. Wait, so hold on. He hit a trap and he still went to use the bathroom.
Well, he pried himself out of the trap, but yes, he did.
A little bit after it.
Man had to go, okay.
Less so after the trap hit, but yes.
Which is a reasonable response.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, you just got bitten by a bear trap, so I think it's fair. So, you guys are regrouped, and